Hundreds of supporters gathered at Huston-Tillotson University this weekend for a Stop Asian Hate rally to condemn escalating hate crimes against Asian Americans. Speakers included Austin Mayor Steve Adler, who officially declared April 17, 2021 as Stop Asian Hate Day.
Hate can only survive in the darkness. The darkness is the silence that happens when people see our neighbors being assaulted physically or verbally and we look away.
KBUE reporter Jenny Lee recounted a story she told on air about a racist incident that had happened to her.
We had just visited a small Central Texas town to see their Christmas lights. And I posted a small video of that on my Instagram account. And someone with a Confederate flag profile posted, "Go back to Austin, you scum. You don't belong in real Texas."
Community activist Muna Husseini said that supporting the Asian American community and the Black Lives Matter movement go hand in hand.
And so I have to say, even though we're here to talk about stopping Asian hate, at the same time we have to talk about Black Lives Matter because so many of us are here because of the civil rights movement.
Austin is seen as a diverse, tolerant city compared to the rest of Texas, but some people say that depends largely on the color of your skin. So I talked to a few Asian Americans at the rally to see what they thought. Do they feel safe in Austin?
I would say I'm lucky because I'm fluent in English. I don't present myself as someone who's vulnerable as much as the elderly who are maybe on their own. I don't generally live in fear. I do live in fear for my parents, and so I would say that my behavior's changed in the sense that I check on my parents all the time. I ask them to be careful all the time, even little things like going to the grocery store.
Do you still feel safe in Austin, personally?
No, because even though Austin, we call ourselves a progressive city, we're still in Texas, right? So people come in. I mean, I've been screamed at a lot. I ran for office. I had someone flip the Proud Boys sign at me. I'm not going to make the sign, but I've had someone flip the Proud Boys sign at me while I was running, and I felt very unsafe. I have to say that, you know, while running, there were certain neighborhoods that they wanted me to go and block walk or lit drop in, and I was actually scared to go into those neighborhoods. I didn't even feel safe to go into the neighborhoods that I was running to represent.
You know, Austin is a wonderful place to live, but I think we still do have a lot of catching up to do in terms of equity. And, you know, I have experienced multiple instances of hate on the streets of Austin of people yelling racial slurs at me just walking downtown. And that's nothing that I have reported. And I think one of the issues, too, is that my understanding is the way that our systems are with APD is that they're not necessarily reporting instances of hate crimes. They're only reporting them if there's specific instances of violence.
Definitely being in Austin, where, you know, we kind of pride ourselves on this like progressive beacon of a city. We see it in different ways. You know, we probably don't see it in outright vandalism and outright hate attacks, but we see it kind of in more subtler ways. The fact that we are a progressive city, I think, sometimes comes to our disadvantage because I feel like a lot of the white individuals in the city will kind of shed off and use this progressivism as a shield to block them from really trying to understand their actions and their words and how, you know, for the lack of a better terms, like these like microaggressions might impact us.
An Asian American Hapa, these headlines about hate crimes against Asians and the shooting in Atlanta are very personal to me. I find myself wondering, do I look more or less Asian with a mask on? What can I do using eye makeup to make my eyes look bigger? These are things that I've never had to think about during my time living in the USA, but now I do. I'm Kindra Cooper for My Point TV in Austin, Texas.